everyone, so today we're going to make this cute little tiny deer gift box, and we're going to use two dies from Fawn. The first is the tiny box die, and then we're going to use the tiny deer add-on. That is a product that was released just this fall, and we're going to create the cutest little set of reindeer boxes with a little boy reindeer and a little doe. So first let's start working on the little girl reindeer, and we're going to take the tiny box die and we're going to fold the box along all of the edges that are scored by the die, and you're just going to fold everything inwards, and then we're going to apply tape only on 4 spots on the box, and we're putting the tape on the outside or the front edge of the box, and it's going to go in just these four tabs in the corners, and then we're going to put the whole thing together. And the paper that I'm using for the doe is chocolate bar, and then we're going to make her antlers out of paper bag and her hooves out of paper bag, and then we're also going to use some vanilla cardstock from Fawn and a few other cardstock colors that I'll tell you what they are as we get there. So I'm just taking the adhesive backing off the double-sided tape, and this is a 1/4 inch double-sided tape. It fits perfectly on the tabs, and I'm just going to finish putting the boxes together. And so there we are. So we have our first box. So now it's time to decorate it with a little deer. So for the girl deer, I used glue to attach the different parts, and then for the boy deer, I used my tape runner. In the end, I think I ended up liking the tape runner approach better. It was just a lot quicker and less mess. So we're going to start by we put together her little face, and now we're going to add her belly onto the bottom of the front side. This is going to be the front side of the box. And now we're going to add the little face on. And the little face is made out of 2 different die cuts. There's a black in the back that you use for the eyes, and then you put the cream cardstock over it. And now we're going to attach her little nose and mouth, and I'm using multimedia matte adhesive just because that's what I had handy. And now we're going to attach her little antlers, and the antlers are made using paper bag cardstock by Fawn. And then as I'm doing this, I just keep putting a block on top of the piece that I'm not working on, just so that it helps the glue to set. Now, there's also a die in the kit that lets you make these little spots, and they're cutouts. So after you cut the spots out on the side, you have to put some cardstock behind it just so that you get the white little freckles on the deer sides. And I'm just using the vanilla malt cardstock here, and I'm just putting that right on the back side of these are going to be the sides of the deer. So when you attach this together, the part with the tab in the back, that's going to be the back, and then the sides of the deer are going to go on either side of the box. So let's think of the box in terms of a front, a back, and 2 sides. So the side is going to go on the side, and you want to make sure that the little freckles are closest to the back side. And we're going to do the same thing with the other side, making sure that the freckles are closest to the back of the box, and the back is the one that has a little opening. Now I got kind of tired of all the glue, so even though I wanted to make the girl deer with mostly glue, I just gave up and started using my tape runner again. And I really do like the tape runner better for these pieces. Here I am attaching the little hooves, and the hooves are with paper bag cardstock, which is 1 shade lighter than the chocolate bar cardstock by Fawn. And in hindsight, I would have done this step ahead of time when the side was flat, but I forgot. So I'm just adding them in now. But either way you want to do it is fine. And I'm just going to add the hooves to the other side. And while I'm doing that, I just want to say again, I think I've said this several times, but I just absolutely love Lawn Fawn's cardstock, the brown and the cream colors that they have. I think they have 3 different browns now. Espresso is the darkest, and we're going to use the espresso to make the male deer. And then you have chocolate bar, which this little girl doe is made out of, and then paper bag. And then finally the vanilla malt, which is the color that we're making the little fluffy part of the tail here with. And I love those 4 shades so much. I love making projects with them. So now we're going to add a little decoration to the little girl deer. We're going to put a little piece of holly, maybe like off the side of her head, so it looks like she's wearing a little beret. She's adorned for the holidays, all ready for Christmas. And that is cilantro cardstock for the leaves. And then the berries are using raspberry cardstock by Lawn Fawn, which is probably my favorite red to use. It's just so pretty and bright. It's almost pink. For the tail, I'm just showing you like where that's going to go. So the tail is going to fit right into this little slot where the back opening is. So you're just going to put some glue about 1/3 of the way up the tail, and then place it when it's set right in that little slot, so you get it perfectly, because if you don't, the box may not close. So there I am. I'm just attaching the tail, making sure that the box works, that it opens and closes, and just enjoying how cute this little box is. Really, I absolutely love them. Before I left New Jersey, the last project that I made a pair of these little deer, and I gave them to my niece and nephew, Emma and Joseph. I gave Emma the little girl deer and Joseph the little boy deer. So I thought it was kind of fitting that the last thing I did in New Jersey was one of the first things that I did when I got here to my new home in Illinois. So here we are. So we have our little girl doe, and we added the cute little rosy cheeks with some ballet slippers cardstock by Lawn Fawn, and we're all done with that. Now we're going to make the little boy deer, and this one's going to go a lot quicker because I lost my patience and just decided to break out the tape gun. So we're going to make the little spots on the deer's hind quarters, and we're going to do that by adding some vanilla malt cardstock behind the openings. And now we're going to work on the face. So I'm just going to take the front of the face and put some tape on it, and then attach it to the black base, which is going to give us our black eyes for the deer. I'm attaching the hooves. For the little boy deer, I decided to give him black hooves, so this is black licorice cardstock by Lawn Fawn, and I'm just attaching them, making sure that the placement is perfect. I did the other side as well. Now we're going to work on his cute fluffy little tail, and we're going to put the vanilla malt cardstock right on top of the espresso cardstock. Decided to give the little boy a bow, so here is some turquoise, I think this is mermaid cardstock by Lawn Fawn. And now I'm going to attach the face to the front of the deer, and for this part I thought that the glue worked best, so instead of taping it, I glued the face on. And I think that the glue works best there because sometimes when you're using light cardstock, the tape can give a residue that can show through on the front side. You could get little smears of tape, and then it looks like you have a little smudge. So I think that's why I kind of prefer to use the tape there. And then for the little red Rudolph nose, I use tape. I use glue just because it was such a small little die cut that there would have been no way to use the tape runner. Okay, so now we're going to attach the sides to the deer, and finally, we're going to put, well, not finally, we have a few more steps. We're going to add the antlers, and for the antlers, I decided to use glue here too. Although I think either way, I don't know that it would have made that much of a difference if I used tape or glue. And I'm just going to hold that together with my reverse tweezers so that it sets. And then we are going to put the tail onto the box, same way that we did with the little girl deer, using glue there as well instead of tape, just because I think ultimately it'll end up being very secure. And for the back of the box where the opening is, we want that piece to be really, really secure. Okay, so for the bow tie, we're just going to attach the bow tie. And to give the bow tie some dimension, I also ran the mermaid cardstock through the little, there's a die, there's like an oval shaped die in the kit, and I use that to make the little bow on the bow tie stick out a little bit. And so here we are. So here are our little boy deer and our little girl deer. I'm going to name them Joseph and Emma after my nephew and niece. And we're all done. I hope you enjoyed this project today. I hope you give it a try. I had a lot of fun doing it, and I think it's a great project for the holidays. You could get a lot of use out of it. You could use them as decorations around your home, or you could maybe make a little advent calendar out of them with some treats inside, or little jokes inside, or words of inspiration. Or you could just, leave them around for your children, for them to find instead of elf on a shelf. Maybe hide them around the house every day with a little treat inside. That could be fun. All right, so there are some ideas, everybody. I hope everyone's having a great weekend, and I will see you again in the next video.